welcome to KUFM's news around the world. First, the headlines. Congress certifies Joe Biden's victory after deadly violence. Armed police and military storm Ghana's parliament. Ryanair cuts flight schedule amid new lockdowns. Details of these and more after this break. I am Omoye Ogbeide. United States lawmakers have certified Joe Biden's election victory hours after Trump supporters stormed the Capitol in an attack that saw 4 people die. Officials said a woman was shot by police while 3 others died as a result of medical emergencies. The mob, which had been encouraged by President Trump, stormed the building in a bid to overturn the election results, suspending the Congress session. President Donald Trump had earlier called on them to go home while continuing to make false claims of electoral fraud, as Twitter and Facebook later froze his accounts. United States Vice President Mike Pence started the resumed session on Wednesday evening, in which lawmakers counted and confirmed electoral votes, saying it had been a dark day in the history of the United States Capitol. Meanwhile, certain Republican lawmakers' objections to overturn the results in Arizona and Pennsylvania were rejected as the session certified Biden's 306 votes to Trump's 232. However, the rampage came as 2 Democrats won Senate seats in elections in Georgia, which shifted the balance of Congress to their party's effective political control, aiding the passage of Biden's agenda after he is inaugurated on 20th January. And armed security personnel stormed Ghana's parliament on Wednesday to restore calm following chaotic scenes between members of the ruling party and the main opposition party. The chaos followed standoff over the election of a new speaker after new members of parliament had been sworn in, as the military and police were in the chambers for about 10 minutes before marching out. However, Ghana's parliament had no clear majority, with both the opposition and the ruling party having 137 members of parliament each, with 1 independent member of parliament. The opposition National Democratic Congress Party has filed a petition at the Supreme Court seeking to annul President Nana Akufo-Addo's win in the December elections. Meanwhile, it wants the judge to order a rerun of the presidential election. A Ugandan policeman is being held at a police station after allegedly firing a live bullet at the convoy of presidential candidate Patrick Amuret on Wednesday in the western Kitagwenda district. Police said the arrested officer was not assigned to follow Patrick on the campaign trail. However, Ugandans will next Thursday vote for a new parliament and president, as President Yoweri Museveni will be seeking a 6th term in office. Meanwhile, United Nations human rights experts have accused security forces of using excessive force during political protests and rallies. Last month, the bodyguard of another opposition presidential candidate, the pop star Bobby Wine, was killed when he was run over by a vehicle belonging to the military police. Ryanair is making big cuts to its flight schedule from 21st January in response to the latest COVID knockdowns. It warned if any flights would operate to and from Ireland or the United Kingdom from the end of January until draconian restrictions were removed. It was said that customers hit by the cancellation will be advised by email of entitlements to free moves or refunds. Meanwhile, Ryanair also cut its full-year traffic forecast from currently below 35 million to 26 to 30 million passengers. The airline said the new COVID restrictions could reduce traffic in February and March to as little as 500,000 passengers each month, as it expects January traffic to fall below 1.25 million. The airline, however, said it did not expect these latest flight cuts and further traffic reductions to materially affect its net loss for the year to 31st March 2021, since several of the flights would have been loss-making. And the European Commission introduced anti-dumping duties on imports of some Turkish iron and steel products. The Commission said the European Union's official journal on Thursday that the provisional duties ranging from 4.8% to 7.6% of imported value will be imposed on hot-rolled flat products of iron, non-alloy, and other alloy steel originating from Turkey. It said in its reasoning that provisional measures should be imposed to further prevent injury being caused to the union industry by the dumped imports, as orders for steel in Europe have slumped during the COVID-19 pandemic. The EU opened an investigation into whether Turkey was dumping hot-rolled flat steel products in May, responding to complaints from European Steel Association. The European Commission warned early last year that coronavirus pandemic could lead to massive stockpiling of steel that would then flood the EU when demand returns. And the Israeli Foreign Minister Gabi Ashkenazi on Thursday expressed shock over the storming of the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. by protesters supporting United States President Donald Trump. On Wednesday, supporters of President Donald Trump protesting Congress certification of Joe Biden's presidential win clashed with police, eventually breaching the Capitol building and making their way to the Senate floor. At least 4 people died after the protesters breached the building, including a woman shot by Capitol Police. The grim scenes is an unprecedented stain on the United States' peaceful transfer of power. Trump and his political allies have for months alleged that the election he lost to Biden by 7 million votes was rigged, stoking his supporters with conspiracy theories that have been reportedly rejected in court and by the United States Justice Department. And that's KFM's news around the world. But before we go, a quick recap of the headlines. Congress certifies Joe Biden's victory after deadly violence. Armed police and military storms Ghana's parliament. Ryanair cuts flight schedule amid new lockdowns. Do remember that the continuity of Nigeria is a collective responsibility. Be sure to play your part. Do not forget you can listen to us anywhere in the world by visiting our website at www.kufm.net or download our mobile app from the Google Play Store. We are also on YouTube at KUFM Nigeria, and you can also listen to us on RadioGarden.com. KUFM's News Around the World was produced by Godsent Ubebo. I am Omaya Ogbedi saying thanks for listening. Good afternoon.
92.7 KUFM.
All the programs on KU 92.7 are now open for sponsorship and advert placements. For sponsorship and advert placements, call now for